Oh, most definitely long overdue. And who you have with you as well, joining in the team?
Yeah, that's my player partner, De Niro. You know, part of a double MRS crew. We've been down for years. One of the most talented MCs out of Texas for sure. You know what I'm saying? I put my stamp on
How
that.
y'all doing? Pleasure to
Doing
share
good,
space
doing
with y'all
good.
tonight.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you. Shout out to my brother right here.
Glad to have you.
To the fullest.
Glad to have you.
Yeah, most definitely.
Man, I think last time we saw each other was how would you at Southtown? Shouts out to Spy MC. I think that was the night that Bell 9 and Lennon Worswell was on the bill.
Absolutely.
It was a great night.
Yeah, it was.
Man.
Shout out to Spy, man. That's the homie.
Man, he stays busy.
Absolutely.
So let's get on right on into it. If I remember right, you're not originally from the Tone. You're from Cali?
Yeah, so originally I'm from West LA. I'm from Inglewood. I came here at like a young age, and basically, you know, this became my second home. You know,
Young age.
Yeah, young age. I'm talking like, you know, realistically like 14 years old.
Okay.
You know, around that age, 15, something like that. And man, San Antonio, it's San Antonio to the bone on mine. You know what I'm saying? I done did everything under the sun here. I have a daughter here, so it's really my second home for sure.
Man.
Yeah.
So, how was the transition being out in Cali
Right.
for a while and then making that transition to Texas?
It's definitely culture shock. You know, San Antonio is a lot slower, at least at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Things were just moving at a very slow pace. The market for music wasn't really all there, especially the type of sound that I was coming with at that time. You know, it was really different back then. You know, people was on some main hold up, coming down type type vibes, and I was always kind of in the vein that I make. So it was interesting, kind of adapting to that and admiring, you know, even some of it to a degree, like Zero and Devin the Dude, Scarface, really kind of like K Reno, you know.
Yeah.
Really understanding Texas culture and seeing how I could contribute instead of like oppose, you know.
So what were some of your earlier influences back in Cali before you made the trip
Before I came over here? Man, so some of my like musical influences is like Zach De La Rocha from Rage Against the Machine, of course, Pac, Nas, Six Symphony, Sick Jackin', Big Pun, Big L, you know, and it just remained the same. If anything, it only grew more as I got here. You know?
Word.
Yeah.
Man.
Absolutely.
Do you go back to visit every once in a while?
100%. I know COVID kind of complicated it a little bit, but I'm gonna make it a point to go. But before the end of the year, last time I went, I had a show out there with Viva Mezcal.
Okay.
And East of the River and all that. So shout out to my homie Brainstorm on that one as well. He kind of connected the dots.
Nice.
So I was out there freestyling with them and just, you know, showing them how we do with a Spurs hat and all that. I was on there showing them how we do. So.
Oh, they didn't trip with you having a Spurs hat and knowing you're in Laker country?
Nah, it's like a dual citizenship. You could say that. That's kind of like what I got, you know, so it's all love.
And Brainstorm's dope.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Man. So where did you wind up landing once you got into San Antonio?
All right, so when I got here, instantly came to the northeast side. So you can find me anywhere from like Judson Road to O'Connor to Montgomery, just all over the place in the northeast. Really is what I represent to the max. You know, specifically like that O'Connor side, the Glen. All
yes.
That.
Yeah. Nasty now.
The Glen and Camelot.
There you go. That's a
Oh,
whole
God,
nother combo
Camelot,
within
oh,
itself.
Yeah, if you originally from the Tone, you already know. I ain't gotta say that.
Hey, but it did feel kind of like LA, so that kind of made it easier for me. Yeah.
Really?
That culture, yeah, it did.
Yeah, because they have Camelot out here. In Long Beach, we had Carmelitas.
Oh, okay. Oh, see?
And we had the caramel cops that would drive through and cause trouble, you know.
There you go. See, over there in that area, SAPD don't even come by. It's just Bexar County Sheriffs. If you know, you know, right?
The world is a ghetto, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, so coming up, who were some of your people that you kind of ran with once you kind of started learning more about the culture and the style of SA hip hop and what's going on in Texas?
Man, I could tell you, like yesterday, right? My whole thing was this: I was gonna battle my way up to the top, like as a youth, like literally teenager. Anyone in my way, I wanted to shred you. Whatever side of town you're from, it didn't matter. I was coming to you, and I came with the smoke, right? And you could ask him, like, he seen me dismantle people since we were really young, and that was my whole thing. But you quickly come to realize that line never runs out. Like, there's always going to be somebody be like, oh, well, you know, he smoked 80 people before me, but I'm the one, right? Like, and it's just, you know, it's just one of those scenes where it's like the payout ain't worth the risk sometimes. Because it done got real over that. People don't like to lose in front of others. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah. But that was my whole thing, right? Like, just kind of battle my way up to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Lyrical supremacy, right?
Man.
Yeah.
Man. So what was some of the first projects you put out once you kind of established yourself?
Yeah, so after the whole battle rap thing, I basically started focusing on projects. My first one, which never came out, is called Virtuous Knowledge, Street Morals, Volume 1. That was the first one ever. And
Never came out?
Never came out. That was just 25 records of me trying to grow into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the one that officially came out, which kind of had like built the traction, it was called V is for Vice, which I recorded with him and with Nilo Star, which is my other brother, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man, that was really my first project. Were you featured on that one?
I don't know. I know I was in the cut for
Yeah.
the making. I might as well have been. You know, I was a ghost. I'm first. Probably got me sneezing. First on one of the records. Who knows?
All over it. Yeah, no, for sure. So that was like the first debut one, like that really started making noise.
Man. Any in particular producers and stuff on that one that you
Nah,
can remember?
it was
Or
like
just-
a street mixtape.
Okay.
I had a couple producers, like original producers. Like I remember there was a guy named Doomsday here in San Antonio from
Okay.
back in the day. He produced a couple records on there, and a couple other people on the East Coast, like in Baltimore, that I work with. So,
Oh, word.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Man, really reaching out.
absolutely.
So, from there, like I said, growing and solidifying your spots
Mhm.
here in the tone. How did you get in pocket with Maserati, the Marcus?
Man, you know, I remember I had a show at the Corova at the time. The Corova that I put together. It had like all kind of dope artists there. It had like Astro, he performed, De Niro performed, Nilo performed, Yuli from Like Minded Entertainment, you know, rest in peace. She performed as well.
Okay.
And it was just a roster of heavy hitters. So Mozzie would always show love. We had mutuals, and he decided to pull up to that particular event. And, you know, we took a picture, we started chopping it up and talking about like working. So down the line, he threw me a record, which came to be the record called Manifesto off the Blue album.
Mm-hmm.
And we started from there, just cultivating and creating a whole project. So it was really dope how it came together. You know, shout out to Mozzie, man. That's my boy.
Yeah. He stays busy.
Absolutely. You see what he's doing.
Oh my God, we love him so much. Oh
Absolutely.
my God.
Sometimes you can't keep up what he's doing because he's always got his hands in.
Bro's on the
with
move.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro's on the move.
Yeah. So Cheryl and I constantly, applaud, his growth and mindset and business moves that he's making.
For
So,
sure.
Yeah,
shouts out
him,
to
the OCD. I was so glad I finally got to meet him at
Right.
7098's party.
Yeah.
I finally got to meet him in person. That was like such a bucket list moment for me. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was really dope, like that we were able to kind of make a timeless project. Like the new
Yes.
album, you know what I mean? It
Yes, indeed.
felt good.
Most definitely. Hey, y'all, stay tuned. We've got more with Intre coming up. We're going to take it to the left coast for a little bit. We're going to get into music from Mr. CR and Reverie, but right now, Intre featuring Sick Burner with Free For All. Keep it locked. This is the Urban Suite, KSYM, San Antonio College Radio.